I like the whole going around finding out intel about these guys very slowly.
Yeah.
I just wish it was sometimes a little not quite so slowly.
Yeah, well, and I also wish that there wasn't the same exact missions over and over again. Where it's like every area you go to, it's like, oh, we need to find out this information. Oh, we have pickpocket missions, saving the citizens, and also interrogations. It's like, okay, it's the same thing.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I agree. But I still really like it.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know what my least favorite Assassin's Creed is. Maybe it's this one. I don't really know. I mean, one thing I really like about this one is how the modern day story ties into it.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's really cool and well done. And I also really like the time period a lot. Mm-hmm. And I really like the growth of Altair. His story is one of my favorites, like how he changes as a person.
Yeah.
But in terms of the gameplay, there's, I don't know, stuff that I'm not a big fan of. I don't think we need a remake, though.
No.
I think maybe just leave it alone.
I think the game's probably fine with what it is. I guess my only problem with it is I just wish the combat was better.
Yeah, I
don't like the combat, and I also don't like the repeat of missions.
I think I've been getting better at the combat. I know I'm not great.
Yeah.
But at the timing, don't you think I've been getting a little better?
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't really been dying much.
Right.
I certainly think it's not perfect.
No.
Like, when people act like this game is perfect, I don't think it is. I do think 2 is an improvement.
It is, and I guess that's some of my problems with this game, which I try not to hold it against it, because I understand it was literally the very first Assassin's Creed game ever made. But the game seems very basic in terms of, you know, missions, combat, weapons, all that stuff. It's just kind of basic. Mm-hmm. Whereas when you get to Assassin's Creed 2, it feels a lot more improved. Mm-hmm. And I guess that's my big problem with this game, is it's a very simple game. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just, I like the other ones more.
Right, you like the depth of them.
Yeah. You know, so that's why I think this one's probably my least favorite Assassin's Creed game is... You know, I just like the other ones more than it.
Right, that makes sense. It's not like a situation of disliking it.
No. Like, I mean, I like this game a lot.
Also, I found our informant.
Back again, Altair. Always in need of a hand to do your dirty work. This time, Al-Mualim did not order anything. It is just for my own pleasure that I ask you to find some Masyaf flags I've hidden in Richard's district. Since I am a loyal assassin unlike others, I will tell you what people are saying in Akka. It is important information. But this time, try to come back to me faster than the first time.
Why not just tell us the information?
Oh, look how hidden that was.
He's like, hey, I got some life or death information for you here. First you gotta find my flags that I hid around the city. It's like, why?
So I think, yeah, I completely agree with you. Okay, I fell. I think that this game, though, for me, it sits where AC3 does in terms of, you know how we get mad that people don't give it credit for the ideas that it brought forward?
Yeah.
I think that this game deserves a ton of credit for what it did.
Right.
Why can't I walk, by the way?
What's going on?
I don't know. That was a climbing thing. That was not me. I do think, though, that if this game didn't exist, like, we wouldn't have gotten 2, or Brotherhood, or Revelations, or 4, or 3, or Rogue, or any of them, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that, you know, it definitely deserves a lot of credit for that. And I also do really like it on its own merits as a game. Like, if this game had just come out on its own, I would go back and replay it.
Yeah.
It would be considered for me like a, man, I wish they did more with that. That was really cool. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't think it was perfect. There would be parts where I was like, ugh, you know.
Right.
But I would certainly go back and be like, this is enjoyable. I like it. But I wouldn't replay it to the extent I do, you know, now.
Right.
Because I do that because it's part of something bigger that I enjoy, you know?
Yeah.
Your hard work is changing my opinion of you. Here is what I know about William of Montferrat. He and Richard had a disagreement before the king left for Jaffa. Since then, William stays in his citadel, surrounded by his army. Do you have what it takes to attack him in this protected environment? We'll see, but I am still doubtful.
This guy's kind of a dick.
Yeah, he is a dick. I don't know. I think that kind of stuff has made me like care more about it, you know?
Yeah.
And want to replay it more. But I do completely agree with you that it's like it's not this perfect masterpiece that some people act like it is. Like, I think there's some people who act like this is the best Assassin's Creed game. I don't really agree.
Yeah, I'm like, how can you play this? And even like Assassin's Creed 2. How can you play the 2 and be like, well, this is so much better? It's like, is it?
I could see how you would lose interest after the Ezio trilogy, though.
Yeah.
Like, I could see how people would be like, I really like 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2 Brotherhood Revelations.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of their thing. Okay, I get that. Or maybe the people who lost some interest after 3 and 4, where they were like, well, I really like the modern day story too, and now that feels like it's pretty much gone. I could see why those people would be turned off to more games, but like, I don't see saying 1 is the best.
Right.
Maybe it's the people's favorite setting, though. That would be...
Well, and maybe they just like Altair too.
Yeah, and I love Altair,
Which makes
so
sense.
I get that. But I also really love Altair in other things.
Yeah.
You know, I'd really like to try some of the side games he's in, because he has some spin-off games.
Yeah, isn't there one on like the DS?
Yeah, and the PSP.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a PSP and get a cable to be able to record it, but I haven't done that yet. Right now I'm working on the GameCube for that.
Yeah.
But maybe later this year it'd be fun to get a PSP and start collecting some of those games and get a cable so that I can record them and stuff. This guy looks like that food reviewer. You like that food reviewer?
I do, yeah, the guy that's on TikTok all the time, yeah.
Yeah, the guy who's like, he started out tiny and now he's huge.
Yeah.
Was it like Nick Avocado or something?
I don't know what his name is, but...
It's something.
Is he
like
the guy that's like punching the chair angrily in his car?
I think so, yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, that guy.
Okay.
I think he lost weight now.
Oh, did he?
Which I
Did
think
he stop
like,
eating food?
No, he didn't stop eating food, but I think he had to lose weight because, like, if it was anything like the Boogie 2988 thing, you know, that guy who was like, you don't know. I know you don't watch YouTube, but I don't know how you don't know like some of the biggest people like on the platform. It'd be like me saying I don't,
literally or
both. It'd be like me saying I don't know who PewDiePie is.
Who's PewDiePie?
Yeah, that's sometimes what it seems like. He was like a very, very influential YouTuber for a long time, like a very long time, in gaming and other stuff. And he got so overweight that like doctors were telling him like, you're gonna die. Like, you don't take care of yourself, you're gonna die.
That's too bad.
But he, got weight loss surgery and worked on it. And he's still not small at all, but he's a lot smaller than he was.
Yeah.
Oh my, we got Robin Hood over there.
Okay.
Jeez.
What would like the entire Templar army here?
I don't know, but let's take this ladder.
Okay. So, I just finished with Arkham Knight for the second time in my life.
Uh-huh.
And I had a question at the very end of the game when I did Nightfall Protocol. Because you have, like, the whole thing with, like, Gordon saying, like, how, because Gordon's now mayor of Gotham.
Mayor.
Yeah, mayor. Mayor of Gotham. And he had this whole line where he basically was like, without, Batman, who are the criminals going to fear now? And then you have, like, the moment where there's basically, like, the recreation of what happened to Bruce Wayne's parents in, like, the alley. Uh-huh. But this time there was, like, that weird, evil-looking, scarecrow-looking Batman figure that bursted through the building.
And stopped it.
Yeah. What was that? What was that about?
Well, that's always been, like, open to interpretation. I always believed that was Batman. That's Bruce.
Why does he look like that?
Well, do you think he really killed himself? Because I've seen people say they think he really killed himself, and I've never understood that interpretation.
I don't think he did, because to me that wouldn't make sense, because Alfred was there.
Yeah, so why would he kill
Bruce?
Alfred?
Yeah, why would Bruce Wayne be like, "Sorry, Alfred, you're coming too"?
Yeah,
I hope you wanted to die as well.
But I've seen people say they think that he really killed himself, and I'm like, why? Why would he do that?
I've always thought he just like destroyed any interpretation or anything or physical thing of Bruce Wayne or Batman, and was just going to kind of like leave.
See,
that's how I saw it.
I don't think he was going to leave, because he said to Selina, remember, he said like that she wouldn't hear from him again, because in order for Gotham to be safe, it needed something new.
Yeah.
He said that to Selina outside of when he saves her.
Yeah. After the Riddler fight.
Yeah, what is it, the orphanage or whatever?
Yeah.
So, what would he be talking about? I mean, he's not talking about Dick Grayson.
I've always interpreted it as they need someone else to step up.
Right, but like, I don't think this interpretation makes any sense though, where he goes away, because like there's nobody to step up. Like they proved
What about
that.
Robin?
Robin doesn't want to be Batman. He expresses no interest in being Batman. He's Robin. And he's getting married, and he has a life now.
Yeah.
And Dick Grayson's in Bloodhaven. He's not going to abandon Bloodhaven.
Right.
And Azrael was mentally conditioned and has a lot of issues. And he says, like, I have to go back and deal with the Order.
Yeah.
There's nobody to take over. Like, there is no... Jason can't do it. He's beyond messed up, even though I'm sure he could help.
Well, okay, sorry not to cut you off.
So you
here,
think they just created a random new Batman for the final 2 minutes?
Well,
like,
that's what I was asking.
because I've seen people say that, and I never thought that. What I thought it was this whole game was about Scarecrow and Scarecrow gas and all this stuff.
Yeah.
My opinion is that basically Bruce took that technology and toned it down so it's not going to damage anybody's brain, but to enhance the myth of Batman. So now he is this like lone guy wandering around. He's not like...
Oh, nice.
He's not like Batman where you can like see like, oh, there's a guy under that mask. He's like very clearly, maybe that's Bruce Wayne. It's not like that. It's like, hey, this is a different Batman. This is a terrifying Batman. You know what I mean?
Well, won't people just know it's Bruce Wayne?
Why would they? Like, how would they know that?
Because now it's Batman again, but he looks different.
But if you okay, well then by that logic, if it was Robin, wouldn't they just say it's Bruce Wayne? Bruce Wayne's dead.
True.
Like you said, like he faked his death. He blew up everything. Like he's dead to them. I think it's basically that he wanted to reinvent the myth. And I think if it wasn't him, it also doesn't make sense to show the alleyway with his parents dying and stuff. That doesn't mean the same thing to any other person. So
Right.
to show that as him, appearing for the first time, I think it's more like a Batman being reborn thing. And their plans for the canon was that too. Like the canceled Batman Beyond game, it featured an old Batman, which was going to be Bruce still. Like he was still going to be out there doing it.
Was this going to be in the Arkham universe?
Yes.
Okay.
But they never made it. So I mean, it doesn't mean that that's what it is because they did never make it. But like that concept art was released, like it was going to be about Damian Wayne and Bruce Wayne was going to be old, and he had been doing it this whole time still.
Oh, so it's not about Terry?
No,
It's about Damian?
which I find silly. I think it should have been about Terry.
Okay. So then, how does the if that is actually Batman?
I'm finishing these because there's 3 left, just so you know.
If that is Batman, then or Bruce Wayne, then how does the Suicide Squad game take place? Because that's in the same universe as the Arkham games.
Right, and it's still Bruce. Didn't you hear Harley call him Bruce in the trailer?
I'm going to be honest, I haven't really watched a lot of that because I saw one trailer and I kind of was like, and then I've been seeing all the stuff about it. So my knowledge of that game is like at 0.
Yeah, she calls him Bruce.
So is that Bruce like at this point, or when does that game take place? What's
Later.
So it's after Bruce turns into like this weird scarecrow-y Bruce.
Yeah, but now he looks like he's back to more of just a normal Batman.
Okay.
So I don't really know how that works. I mean, if you're asking me that question, I don't think they really thought the Suicide Squad game out that well. From everything I've seen.
Yeah, because if that is the case where that's actually Bruce Wayne, and
either way, it's Bruce Wayne now.
Well, yeah.
Because like they've shown that he's
Right.
going to be Batman in Suicide Squad.
So then my question is then, what's the point of taking the time to have like this weird scarecrow Batman at the end of Arkham Knight if you're just going to like retcon that after Gotham Knights and be like, or not Gotham Knights, Suicide Squad, and be like, well, actually, see, he's like normal again.
I don't think they are retconning it. I think it's just like he was that Batman for a while, and then he went back to a more traditional Batman eventually with the Justice League.
So
I mean, you and I can not like that, but that's what I think they're going with. I don't think it's a retcon. I think it's just like he was this scarecrow-y Batman for a while. Kind of like how Azrael was Batman for a while. And then Batman went back to just normal Bruce Wayne Batman, in the comics.
yeah.
So, like, I think it's just kind of like that, where it's like, it's not a retcon, it's just like this was a phase of the story, and now it's something else.
See,
I don't think Suicide Squad should have been made. I don't. I actually would have preferred that Bruce went underground. So I would have preferred that Bruce did this. I would have preferred that Bruce became this weirdo Batman for a while, and then he was operating in secret, and then eventually Terry came around and became a more traditional Batman Beyond. That's what I would have preferred.
Yeah.
And I would have preferred a Superman game in that universe, and I would have preferred a Justice League game, and I would have preferred the Wonder Woman game to be in that universe, and Gotham Knights. What I would have done is I would have started Gotham Knights like this. Hey, Batman's dead, but he's not really. It's that we're after the Arkham games and he faked his death. And we are set 4 or 5 years later. Jason Todd has reconciled with the Bat family. He doesn't kill anymore. Barbara's been fixed, because it makes just as much sense in that continuity as in Gotham Knights.
Right.
Like that they used an experimental technology to fix her back. And you continue from there. And they are trying to continue Batman's legacy there. I would have done that to do Gotham Knights. And then, if I wanted to do more, I would have done things like the Superman game and all these other ones I said. I would not have gone to Suicide Squad. I would have waited on that.
Right.
I think it's a very bizarre decision to continue their universe with Suicide Squad.
Well, and it's especially bizarre to me that you don't continue the universe with Gotham Knights.
But then you do with Suicide Squad.
Even though I've never played Gotham Knights. I plan on it. I've never played it, though.
Yeah, it's fine.
But I was watching some gameplay of it. It's like the same exact gameplay as Arkham.
It looks like it. Doesn't feel like
it looks the same as Arkham. Like, it has, the detective mode and all that stuff. So it's kind of like, you could have just made this a sequel to Arkham Knight. What was the point of this? You even had in your game basically being like, well, Batman's dead. And it's like, yeah, you showed that at the end of Arkham Knight, and then he lives, I guess, but...
Well, I mean, it's up to you if he lives. That's just my interpretation.
Well, so to the rest of Gotham, Batman died.
Right.
So according to your story in Gotham Knights, you could have just continued that story. Where maybe in your story, maybe they don't know that Batman actually lives yet. Maybe they find that out or something. And, you just continue the story. Where it's like, okay, well, here's Barbara again, here's... Robin again, like you said, Jason Todd and Dick. There you go.
Well, and I think, too, you could have done a sequel to Arkham Origins as well, and you could have introduced Terry McGinnis as a child. And then maybe he's 20-something when he takes over as Batman Beyond, maybe, 10 years after Knight.
Yeah.
You could have done anything like that. And,
right.
Or you could have done a sequel to Arkham Origins with the Court of Owls, because they teased the Court of Owls in Origins twice. You can find the nursery book. I don't know if you remember these. You can find the nursery rhyme book of the Court of Owls.
I haven't played that game in a long time.
Okay, so...
I'm going back to play it again, kind of like what I did with Arkham Knight.
So I will tell you this. When you get to the bridge, and I'm not going to tell you things that happen.
Okay.
There's a point where you get to the bridge and you're supposed to talk to Gordon, and he's in a little office, okay? Under the bridge.
Okay.
You go inside the bridge, like a building. If you turn to your left after you've gone in there a little bit, you can find on a crate a nursery rhyme book, and it has the Beware the Court of Owls they're watching all the time nursery rhyme on it. And it's readable. So that right there is a very clear foreshadowing to, the myth of the Court of Owls exists in this world.
Yeah.
And then, guess what? When you are up on top of the, I don't remember the name of it, the hotel, fighting Joker and Bane, remember how that's a thing?
Yeah, I do remember that part.
So, and remember the helicopters and stuff?
Yep.
When you see the cutscene and it zooms out to show the helicopters, there are 2 statues of Talons from the Court of Owls on the roof.
I don't remember that.
And yeah, and they're not, they're easy to miss, but they are there.
Okay.
So it's you were foreshadowing the Court of Owls all the way back then. Clearly WB Games Montreal was interested in the Court of Owls. So why not do something with it while you were interested in it, back then in Arkham? And I genuinely think it's because they wanted to be different. It reminds me of Ubisoft with Skull and Bones, where they couldn't leave well enough alone and make it Assassin's Creed Black Flag spiritual successor.
Yeah.
They were like, no, it has to be its own thing. We have to make a new IP. We have to do something new and be unique.
Are the Court of Owls in Gotham Knights?
Yeah.
Okay, so
they're the main villain.
So this is just stupid.
And not to ruin the game for you, but they show that in every trailer. So I'm just telling you.
That's why I kind of thought they were. So that's kind of stupid then.
Yeah, so like, and I genuinely think it's the same thing with like, you know how we made fun of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale? Like, it's like, we need to be different.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't have to be different. You know what works.
Right.
Do what works. We all know what would work here.
This kind of just angers me, actually, because all 4 of the Arkham games, I would say, are pretty much... I'm not going to say they're perfect games, but they are up there. Yeah. With some of the best 4 video games of all time. Like, if you want to compare any set of video games, Arkham is up there in the conversation.
Well, there's certainly
any of them.
Certainly some of the best superhero games,
yes. Too. I would even argue they're probably the best, like, set of superhero games.
Yeah, probably.
So, to me, it's like, you have these amazing video games, and then, you know, and Arkham Knight is great. It has a great, you know, I'm going to do air quotes around ending to Batman.
It sounds like you're thinking it's a not as great ending now.
I'm kind of, well, no, I did the air quotes around the word ending because clearly it wasn't an ending, since you just explained to me that it seems like it's just Bruce Wayne again.
That's my interpretation, yeah.
So I mean, it's like...
I would like for it to be something else. I think that would be cool, but I think that they ruled out all the successors in the game. They kind of like went through them and said, like, this is why they don't work.
Right. So, well, I'll continue this after we talk to this guy.
Altair, what brings you back so soon?
I've done as asked and armed myself with knowledge.
Speak, and I will judge.
William's host is large, and many men call him master. But he's not without enemies. He and King Richard do not see eye to eye.
It's true, they've never been close.
This works to my advantage. Richard's visit has upset him. Once the king has left, William will retreat into his fortress to brood. He'll be distracted. That's when I will strike.
You're sure of this?
As sure as I can be. And if things change, I'll adapt.
Then I give you leave to go. End the life of Montferrat, that we may call this city free.
I'll return when the deed's been done.
Fast-forwarding memory to a more recent one.
What was your question? Because I kind of think that maybe we shouldn't do this main thing until Jill's back. I don't know.
Okay.
And what do you think?
I'm fine either way. I don't know. Should we?
I don't know if it matters or not.
Okay.
I feel like it matters a little bit to his character development.
Right.
But I suppose she could also watch it in editing.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want me to do it? Or do you want
Is there anything else we can do? Or have we done everything here?
I think I did everything I can do, because like this area over here that I want to go to is blocked off.
Okay.
I mean, but we've also done this for an hour and 45 minutes, so we could also be done. I could go edit my video and we could be done.
Either one. Well, why don't we finish up my point? Why don't we walk there, at least?
Okay.
And then I'll finish up my point. So, I guess what I was trying to say is, I think it's pretty upsetting to me that you have a pretty amazing set of 4 games here that I would say, you know, for the most part, they did a next to perfect job on all of them. Mm-hmm. And then you get to the end of Arkham Knight, and it's like, okay, that was great. Yeah, I'm ready for, you know, maybe something else, or, you know, a different thing in there. And they're like, yeah, how about this Gotham Knights game? And you're kind of like, oh, this sounds interesting, right? Because now it's about, you know, the after Batman, you know, is done. Again, we're air quotes around the word done. And then they're like, yeah, this is a great storyline that could easily be in the Arkham universe. Well, it's not.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, well, then what's the point of this?
What is the point? What's the point of this is frustratingly a big question around Gotham Knights. And it's starting to be for me with Suicide Squad 2.
Yeah, and I'm like, and to me that's even more frustrating, because I'm like, so you're telling me that a game that really doesn't have anything to do with the Arkham games, like, let's be honest here, it really doesn't. You know, this is kind of a random game to just introduce the Justice League into.
And they're the villains in it.
And they're the villains. So it's like, you have this game that is somehow in the Arkham universe, but you have Gotham Knights that makes even more sense for that to be in the Gotham universe, and it's not? Or Arkham universe, I mean, not
right,
Gotham
I knew what you meant,
So it's just like, this doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Like, pretty much everything about Gotham Knights, at least from what I have seen, I have not played the game, but from what I have seen, everything about Gotham Knights just looks like it's in the Arkham universe.
Yeah, it could have worked there, too. I mean, you'd have to change a few emails or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's about it.
That's it.
Not a lot.
You know, like, and even like, the characters, like, Batgirl, like, even her costume is not the same but it does look kind of similar to the one that you see in Arkham Knight in, like, the clock tower.
It also doesn't have to be the same.
It doesn't have to be the same. She could have advanced it, sure.
Yeah, it could be a new suit.
But I'm saying, like, you even, like, designed Batgirl to look somewhat similar to the one in Arkham Knight. You know, you even have Jason Todd, which obviously is in Arkham Knight.
Right. And he gets his redemption a little bit in Arkham Knight, too. He, like, goes back to...
Yep, at the very end of it.
He could have shot Scarecrow in the head.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And he didn't.
Yep.
So, like, I think that kind of shows, like, that... Not that he's done killing, because, like, I think he still kills Black Mask after that.
Yeah.
But that he was trying to do right by Bruce there.
Right.
Like, he was trying not to blow Scarecrow's head open on national television.
Yes.
In front of Bruce Wayne. Which he could have done.
Right.
And it still would have saved Bruce Wayne.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he,
so
he
you
clearly
can
was
see,
trying to help.
Right. You can see there's at least something that's gotten better with him.
Right. He's like...
He's starting to realize things again.
Batman sort of reached him.
Yes.
Like a little bit, at least.
Which I guess is all he needed in that moment.
Right.
So it's like, you know, you have Jason Todd there, you have Dick, and also Tim.
Dick.
Yeah, it's like you have... It's like you have all three Robins, which are all three in Arkham Knight. You know, the style of it kind of looks similar to Arkham. It's like, why is this not in the Arkham universe? This is the perfect game to be in the Arkham universe. You even have the Court of Owls, which you even said, you know, and I didn't remember this, was in Arkham Origins. Mm-hmm. This is literally like the perfect game to put after Arkham Knight. Mm-hmm. That could easily just, like, bridge between, you know, here's a game about some of the other characters in the Arkham universe, and that, and maybe like a game, another Batman game or something like that when he's older or something. I don't know, a Batman Beyond game or something. Mm-hmm. There you go. Perfect game.
Well, and
awesome.
you could also very easily, like I said before, you could do the Superman game.
Yeah, you could do that. You could add in, you know, other games like a Flash game, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern.
No, their decision to put this not in that universe and put the other one in is bizarre. And also it's weird because, like, think about this. So we wait forever to see the Justice League from the Arkham universe, and they are the villains in their first appearance.
Yeah, that's also stupid.
Doesn't that bother anybody?
That's stupid.
Also, Kevin Conroy is dead. Not to be, like, really crass here, but he is.
Right.
And we get to see the return of his Batman, but he's a mind-controlled villain.
That's stupid.
Wow, awesome. That's dumb. I know, like, they probably shouldn't write every story as if, like, what if the voice actor dies? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's frustrating as, like, a fan.
Right.
To be like, oh, cool, like, he's back, you know, like, one more time. Oh, he's the villain. It'd be like if Paul Walker died during Fast 7, so they wrote him as, like, a serial killer randomly.
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't make sense. Why is this the thing?
Right, like, why is this your way of, like, commemorating that?
Right.
And I don't know, like, I just think Rocksteady's gone downhill in some ways.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and, like, yeah, the more I see about Suicide Squad, the more I'm just like, what is the point of this game?
I was not trying to...
Oh.
Let's be done.
Okay.
Do you have any more to say about that? Because I could... Wait, let me exit the Animus really quick.
I don't know. I guess it's just, the more I see about Suicide Squad, the more I just kind of think, am I ever going to play this game?
Did you see the Battle Pass, too?
I did.
Like how there's going to be a Battle Pass and how it's a shooter?
I did.
Which, by the way, we like COD.
Yeah.
We love shooters.
Sure.
You know?
But why is this a thing?
Our country's full of them. No.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just, it's...
Why go with that as your...
It's so disappointing to me, because it's like Arkham Asylum, Arkham Origins, Arkham City, Arkham Knight, great games. And that's like, and then this is what you do to us?
This is what you do to us?
Yeah, it's just, it's frustrating as a fan.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I think that it's just a big missed opportunity.